Hello everyone, this is Poppy coming to you from Poppy Report. If you're new around here or haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. Click that subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way, you'll never miss any of our ongoing investigations into the layers of influence, disruption, coercion, and questionable dealings that define the broader Trump orbit. Let's jump right in by examining the trailer itself, because it gives us a direct window into what the filmmakers are trying to sell. Right from the start, the production team appears desperate to reframe the material, insisting that viewers and media outlets refer to it strictly as a major motion picture or simply a film, anything to avoid the more straightforward label of documentary. That kind of semantic gymnastics only becomes more telling when you consider the enormous budget involved. A full $40 million poured into what many are already calling one of the most self-indulgent vanity projects in recent memory. The scale of the spending just magnifies how far off base the entire concept seems to be. Here are a few representative moments pulled straight from the trailer to give you the flavor. You're welcome to attend the wedding celebration. The legacy I hold dearest is that of a true peacemaker. A peacemaker standing firm even in the heart of turmoil. Truly beautiful. By coming together with leaders who think the same way, we finally have a real platform. Is the situation fully protected? Yes, everything remains safe. The public wants answers. And now the moment has arrived. Good day, Mr. President. Congratulations on this milestone. Did you have a chance to watch it? No, not personally. I'll follow the news reports when it comes out. I've always found it distracting and honestly a bit disrespectful when people sit in a darkened theater and immediately start scrolling through their phones, texting, or checking social media instead of giving the screen their attention. That said, if anyone feels the urge to do exactly that during this particular screening, I wouldn't blame them one bit. The material comes across as flat and uninspired from the very first frame. Now let's get to the hard evidence that this is headed for an outright debacle. A fresh investigation published by the Daily Beast reveals that senior staff inside Jeff Bezos' Amazon empire have received direct instructions to throw additional weight behind Melania Trump's struggling documentary in an effort to salvage it. The article lays it out plainly. The world's richest man is now directing internal resources to prop up the First Lady's floundering cinematic endeavor. Amazon MGM Studios acquired this $40 million personal showcase, yet advanced ticket sales remain disturbingly soft as the theatrical rollout approaches. Beyond the already eye-watering licensing fee, which insiders and observers widely interpret as little more than a diplomatic payoff designed to placate President Donald Trump, Amazon has earmarked an extra $35 million to guarantee wide distribution. That means booking screens in more than 1,400 theaters spanning 27 different countries ahead of any streaming debut, according to detailed reporting from Puck. Even with that level of aggressive placement and marketing muscle, internal projections are grim. The film is expected to generate only about $5 million domestically during its opening weekend, and that's on the optimistic side of Puck's forecasts. Adding fuel to the fire, social media timelines are now full of user-recorded clips from major metropolitan theaters, places like New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, where audiences have been openly booing and groaning whenever the trailer plays in front of other films. The negative reactions are audible, visible, and spreading quickly online. To counteract the poor momentum, Amazon has scheduled a wave of glitzy premiere events set for January 29th in nearly 24 cities across the United States, just 24 hours before the official nationwide release. Fox News Digital reported that, in what looks like a deliberate show of corporate solidarity, multiple Amazon executives have been assigned to appear in person at these red carpet gatherings. At the same time, the studio has made the unusual decision to withhold all press screenings, no advance copies for critics or reviewers. Their only public description is that the piece chronicles the First Lady's daily routine during the critical 20-day window leading directly into Donald Trump's second inauguration ceremony. When pressed for more, a spokesperson speaking to Fox explained that the film aims to illuminate the behind-the-scenes personal responsibilities a First Lady's shoulders, preparing the family for the transition, while simultaneously managing the professional demands of returning to the public role. What makes this even more noteworthy is the current living arrangement. Melania Trump is not residing in the White House residence at all. Reliable sources confirm she has made her permanent base a private residence within the grounds of Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate in Palm Beach, Florida, a move she formalized back in October 2025. Further complicating the narrative, the Daily Beast uncovered that the director attached to the project is none other than Brett Ratner, the filmmaker best known for the Rush Hour franchise. Ratner has been the subject of multiple high-profile allegations of sexual misconduct brought forward by several women in the industry. He has consistently denied every accusation. More recently, in December of last year, a photograph featuring him surfaced as part of the broader Jeffrey Epstein document releases, reigniting public discussion. Those are the primary revelations from Gianna Brancolini's thorough piece. If you want the complete context and all supporting details, I recommend heading straight over to dailybeast.com to read it in full. Separately, veteran Hollywood reporter Rob Shooter broke similar ground a short while ago via his Substack newsletter. In an exclusive dispatch titled something along the lines of Melania Trump documentary already in crisis mode, he detailed how ticket sales have collapsed far below expectations and the project is failing to draw anything close to the anticipated crowds. Directed by Brett Ratner and originally positioned for a high-profile January 30th premiere at the prestigious Kennedy Center, the film is confronting steep obstacles before it even opens. Advance purchases are described as dismal across the board. In New York City, one of the biggest markets, only a scattering of seats have been claimed so far. Sources familiar with the numbers say the situation in Palm Beach mirrors that exactly. Even in regions that traditionally lean heavily toward Trump support, entire auditoriums are showing virtually no bookings. Insiders characterize the $40 million Amazon MGM-backed production as one designed to celebrate the First Lady's personal background, her journey, and her perspective. But so far, the public response has been tepid at best, prompting serious concern that the opening night could turn into an embarrassing quiet event. The studio had been counting on robust turnout driven by name recognition alone, yet that momentum simply isn't materializing, according to multiple people with direct knowledge. There's even talk internally that if the initial box office performance lands as poorly as feared, the company may choose to delay or obscure the official numbers to limit damage. Supporters of the project concede privately that it faces an extraordinarily tough battle. Being a high-visibility title with major backing doesn't automatically translate into people actually showing up and buying tickets. One well-placed observer summed it up this way. Yes, a certain level of curiosity exists, particularly among certain circles, but that curiosity isn't converting into sales. People aren't rushing to the box office or clicking purchase online. With January 30th now just days away, all attention will turn to the Kennedy Center premiere itself. The big question hanging over the event, can the production somehow harness whatever faint interest is out there and turn it into meaningful attendance, or are theaters across the country destined to sit mostly empty? The Kennedy Center has certainly endured more than its share of challenges lately. This certainly won't help. Reflecting back on Donald Trump's first term in office, Melania maintained an unusually low public profile compared to most modern first ladies. Having immigrated to the United States, she appeared visibly uncomfortable in the spotlight of the role from the beginning, compounded by the fact that English was not her first language, and fluency came more slowly in those early years. Beyond that, there were repeated instances where she seemed genuinely unsettled or embarrassed by the daily barrage of her husband's rhetoric, policy decisions, and public behavior. Fast forward to today, as Donald Trump's political chapter appears to be drawing to a close, Melania is quietly repositioning herself. She's moving away from the shadow of the presidency and actively working to establish a distinct, standalone personal brand. My own assessment is straightforward. This documentary will likely come and go with barely a ripple. Once the brief theatrical window closes, she'll probably redirect a substantial portion of that $40 million windfall into building out commercial lines, luxury candles, signature perfumes, skincare products, or any number of upscale lifestyle goods that her advisors and marketing team can package and sell. In a relatively short time, she evolved from a reluctant, almost reclusive First Lady into a confident, unapologetic promoter of her own image, all while operating under the powerful influence of her husband. To her credit, she has taken what many perceived as a reserved, even boring public persona and skillfully repackaged it into a branded identity. That identity seems tailor-made to keep resonating with the most devoted segment of Trump's following, ensuring continued sales and relevance long after Donald Trump himself steps fully out of the national spotlight.